The following interview has been pre-recorded to protect myself as well as the interviewee. Any opinions shared by the interviewee may not reflect my opinions. Thank you, and enjoy the interview. Tonight's guest, as the master of bits, please welcome Jimmy Bits to the show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing just great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. So this is something that has been months in the making. I know that we touched base last year and just could never get the timing worked out. So I'm really excited to be able to sit down and talk with you.
Yes, sir. It's been a long time coming.
Exactly. So, right off the bat, and I ask everyone, so, people know what's coming, but what got you into the game? Have you been around a while? Are you an OG? How'd this all come about?
So I started the first season. I had a cousin actually show me the game, and I started playing. Back then, you could actually play on Facebook against your Facebook friends, so that's what we did a lot of.
Oh, so it was through Facebook games or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. I don't even know if that still exists, to be honest with you. I know the Madden part of it doesn't, but so
Yeah,
when did you transition away from that into the actual app itself then?
Yes. Back then, it was almost like Arena. You were able to play your friends that you had on Facebook that actually had the game downloaded.
Nice. So were there leagues and such at that time, or was that something that came about once they had a standalone map?
Yeah, there was leagues. I wasn't really that into the game back then. It was just playing for the fun of it.
Okay. So how did you get involved in the Madden Mobile community then? You're around quite often. I see you in all the streams. You're very prominent in your network. So, yeah.
It started with the Super Bowl stream that brought me to Twitch.
No, so the first Super Bowl stream 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, very cool. So your first streamer then was basically everyone who streamed then, because usually I ask people who was your first streamer, but that was your first exposure and you stuck around. That's really cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, so yeah, I stuck around.
Awesome. And then league wise, you're with 99P, is that right?
Yeah, I play with TFTP right now.
Oh, awesome. So how long have you been with them?
Going on probably about 3 months now.
Okay.
I played with them last year. I got tired of the game at the beginning of the year, just went to a regular league and then hit them back up and see if they needed any help, and Ozzy said that he could use me.
Oh, outstanding. Ozzy's a great guy. He's now the overseer of the network now, correct?
Yeah, that he is.
Outstanding. You like your time there?
Oh, yeah. It's a great group of guys there.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about Madden Mobile 23. So you said at the beginning of the year you weren't crazy about it. What kind of turned you off about
it? Whenever they dropped all the players that I've been working all last year to get, spending a lot of money on. Yeah, and then they just, that really, turned me off at the beginning of the year.
It's in MM22, did you have a lot of Marvels that you were bringing in then as well?
Yeah, I did. I had a full Marvel team.
Oh, wow. Good. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That was, I wish that decision would have been long before we found out what the overalls were, that they would have realized hey, these are a little too high. We probably should have dropped them before we release this out to everyone to let them know what the overalls for 22 are going to be.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So after that though, have you enjoyed the game thus far this year?
Yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot. Right now it's just really boring.
Yes.
There's hardly anything to do right now.
Yeah. Max, unfortunately, it seems for the most part, Endgame always feels like it's kind of, I don't know, phoned in. But were you around for Madden 20 when they had the Evo, the Madden Max Evo stuff? That was fun, I thought.
Yeah. I think they brought the Maxes in way too early this year.
Yeah.
It just, now everybody just has the same team, so it's
And that's the unfortunate thing. And I know that like Fred has touched on it and others have touched on it, but like it's like for anyone, I don't think any streamers do scouts anymore, but if they did, it's like everyone has the same team. There's nothing exciting about it. So yeah, so what haven't you enjoyed besides like the nerfing of that? Is there anything that you haven't enjoyed thus far in Madden Mobile 23?
It's all the bugs, like the passing bugs, the running bugs, just the defensive bugs. It's a lot of bugs this year.
Do you feel so? Like we've had some gameplay changes, and we obviously had that first one, which was it felt like it was really extreme, and then they kind of dialed it back. Do you feel that it's in a better place now than it was prior to them fiddling?
Yeah, it is. It is. I could actually run the ball now, so it's a little bit better. Yeah.
And like the blocking and such, do you think is it improved at this point?
Yeah, it has.
Okay.
It has.
Well, that's a good sign. So, like bugs wise now, like what's the next step? Because like for me, like I still run into the running back circles where like the running back doesn't even look at me. Like it just hits him in the head. Unless he's at like a complete standstill, it just hits him in the head.
I've had that. I mean, throwing into your lineman's been real bad, and just tripping over nothing. You have the quarterback dropping back, and he just falls down.
There was one video out there. I don't remember where it originated from, and I think Fred even put it on his stream for like his the gameplay like oopsies, where like there was no one anywhere close, and like some invisible person must have tackled him, or the animation made it seem like the quarterback was getting tackled for no reason. So like totally agree with you there.
Stream, it's crazy the way that happened.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, and like the other thing too is like the hitting the players in, or like the offensive lineman in the back of the head. Like I don't remember that ever really being a major issue until recently.
Yeah, I haven't remembered it since I've started the game.
Yeah, like you always had like a Khalil Campbell because he was like 6'9", like he'd jump and like obviously like there's nothing you can do about that. But I never remember like donking my center like in the helmet when I'm trying to throw a pass.
Especially dropping back and throwing a pass and still donking the center or one of the linemen. Yeah, no.
Yep. Leagues wise. So like you're in TFTP right now. Like, have you enjoyed like the league setup right now? Like they obviously made a major change in 22. It's now tier based. Have you enjoyed that aspect of it as opposed to like an overall leaderboard?
I do, because now people can't run. I remember last year everybody trying to dial in their numbers so they didn't hit people. This and that. Yeah, I think this is a lot better.
And like has the bench space alleviated? Because like right now I'm not playing competitively. Like I'm in a week or so I'll be getting back into competitive action again. But has the bench space at least like alleviated some of the stress that may have been with like people needing a day off and this and that? Like do you feel like you would be letting your guys down if you want to take a weekend off?
Yeah, I mean now with the bench space it helps out a lot.
Awesome.
It helps out a lot. Yeah.
So in 24 then, so like we're on the cusp of getting some reveals. It would probably be early July. I'm not privy to any information at this point, but like what are some things that you'd like to see for 24?
Better gameplay and more options of plays in the playbook.
So options of plays. Let's talk about that. So like we had. How long ago was it? I guess it was like during overdrive seasons. Like we had coaches that provided plays. We had scheme playbooks and this and that. But like, do you want like a larger general playbook, or do you want like different things that you can choose to play that maybe someone else wouldn't be using?
Yeah, different plays, because you get tired of running the same plays over and over again. I mean, right now my plays are scripted because it's the same plays over and over again.
Yep. Yeah, it's first down. You do that. If, let's say, you're in second and long, okay, well, this play then. There's not a lot of diversity around, like, what you're doing in-game. Trying to think, I had something to bring up to build off of that, and I don't remember what it was then. Okay. So good example. So, like, you played in, like, the overdrive seasons when, like, there was coaches and stuff like that. did you generally like flip coaches like every now and then? Like you use Tomlin and be like, oh, okay, like I'm gonna switch to Andy Reid or something like that and see how that goes.
Yeah, I would just for the different plays, just to practice running different plays.
Yep. So what about like solo competitive right now? Are you doing like daily arena? Like, are you keeping up on it, or have you like kind of sunk down to like the bronze or gold level?
I actually started grinding it last week. I made it to Hall of Fame,
Oh, awesome.
and and then just dropped back down to Elite One. Yeah, it's just people spend way too much money to try to stay up in
Well,
there, top 10, whatever. Yeah.
and that's just it. Like, I wish that there wasn't the MC for the extra attempts because it gets crazy. Like 2,000, 3,000 points. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, or at least limit the times you can purchase attempts, like up to like 3 or 4 or something like that, because it gets astronomical.
Yeah, I was chasing the leaderboard. It was like, no, I can't spend that much.
Yep.
And that's because I am a good spender. But yeah, no, that's just,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're just burning
yeah,
MC at that point. Excuse me.
yeah.
Oh, what about Unlimited? Are you doing anything with Unlimited right now?
I play just to warm up for my LBL drives. I mean, I'm not, and then for tournaments and stuff like that, I'll play. But it's just right now, it's just getting boring.
Like I had the bright idea of trying to get to 1,500 to get to the like the All Pro packs. I made it to 600, and then I saw Freddie say that he got 2 uncommons when he hit 1,500. So I was like, okay, nope, not chancing it.
Yeah, I saw that same message. It's like, no, I'm not grinding all of
Yeah,
that just for that.
it was a great idea. I'm like, you know what? Like, it gives me something to do in game. And then when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, that could go horribly wrong. I'm not gonna dabble in that. It's time wasted. Anything else you want to see in 24?
I actually want to see seasons where you could actually play with your ultimate team.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, because
Yeah,
that was 2 years
yeah,
ago they separated it.
yeah, yeah. And that was a good place to practice your plays, you run your defense and everything else. So yeah, I like that.
Would you like any sort? So like the rewards were never great. At least in my time playing, the rewards were never great. Like they had the films that you could get, and I think like coins went along with it and this and that. But do you think that that's something that should be incentivized, or is that just something like just for the fun of it that people can play?
I mean, I did it just for the fun of it. It gave me something to do, and it was actually you were actually able to play with your team, so
Yep.
I liked it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right, because you had the option. You could either play with your ultimate team or just play with, the Texans lineup if you so desired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very cool. We have reached the rapid fire round. This is 10 questions that can either be answered in a word or a sentence. If it's not too juicy, I just move on. If I feel that we need to talk about it a little bit further, then I'll ask some additional questions. But question 1, what's your favorite candy bar?
I'll go with the Baby Ruth.
Okay, Baby Ruth. Was it because of Goonies or is it because of Goonie Goo Goo?
No, I like the movie Goonies.
Cool. Question 2. Who do you think is the best horseback rider? Evenflow, Fred, or Logix?
I would think even flow.
Because he kind of has that like mystique, like he's on like an adult romance novel cover,
Exactly.
just riding a horse on the beach. I get it. Question 3. What's your favorite cartoon character?
Speedy Gonzalez.
Oh, andale, andale.
Yeah.
Question 4. Any big plans for the summer? Like summer's not even officially here yet, but I'm already asking.
I mean, we always take a trip to Vegas every summer, so yeah, I always look forward to that.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, is it like adult themed? Like you're going for like some, the casinos and that, or is it more like family oriented?
I mean, it's me and my wife that go, but we don't do a lot of gambling. It's
Okay.
more shows, eating, and stuff like that.
Oh, awesome. That'll be a fun time. Like maybe you'll run into, I don't know, like you see like Dustin and Fred randomly go to Vegas every now and then. Maybe your paths will cross.
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor ice cream?
Chocolate.
Okay. Anything on top? You gonna put like some sprinkles on or some fudge or caramel?
No, just plain
Oh,
chocolate.
straight up. There you
I'm
go.
boring. Yeah, I'm boring.
It's okay. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be an astronaut.
Oh,
I'm not gonna.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Like, were you expecting like just like a moon landing, or you're like, I'm gonna go to Pluto?
Yeah, I wanted to just travel to space.
So, were you a fan of like Star Trek or like other like shows where like they kind of like, I don't know, traveled space and explored?
Well, I actually grew up in the '70s, so watching all the shuttle takeoffs and stuff like that they don't show nowadays, but you would actually sit in class and watch them take off. So that's what got me into it.
Oh, very cool indeed. What sports team has the coolest logo? And you can be impartial if you so desire, but
I like the Raiders. I'm not
okay.
gonna lie. Well, I'm a Texan fan, but yeah, I like the Raiders logo.
Just because of like I don't know, like the intimidation factor of like the
Yeah,
Raider on it. Yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Do you have any pets?
I have two cats and a dog.
Oh, outstanding. See, like, I was gonna ask, so like, I asked hot dogs. I'm like, are you a cat guy or a dog guy? And I realized like he has like the slew of that of both.
Yeah,
So,
he
so,
does.
so I wasn't gonna ask. Like, I'm like, okay, maybe I should rephrase that. So like, very cool. So like, you don't care if it's a cat or a dog. You like them all.
Yeah, and they're all rescues, so
Yep. Oh, that's just really cool. What kind of dog, if
yeah,
you don't mind me asking?
it's a Chihuahua.
Oh, cool. Straight up
Yeah.
Chihuahua or like Chihuahua mix?
No, it's a straight up Chihuahua. It's a ankle biter.
Fair enough. Does he go in like the wife's purse, like, and gets carried around?
No, he wishes, but no.
Fair enough. Like my dad has this theory because like I have a pretty small dog too. He has a theory that like small dogs think they're big dogs because they always get carried around, so they're at like a
Yeah,
higher angle. So like that's where they get their like gusto from.
yeah. Nah, he wishes he did, but no.
What's your favorite band or artist? So you know I'm heavy into music here. Obviously, like I'm a rock guy, but like
Yeah.
I'm impartial to all music. I just like hear what people say.
So I grew up listening to a lot of rap back when I was younger. So, um, um, '90s rap, early 2000s.
Okay, so like you're talking like, are we talking like Run DMC? Or are we like later than that? Are we talking like Jay Z, Eminem, or like Dr. Dre, like
Yeah,
stuff like that?
more like Jay-Z, T.I., the Southern rap.
Oh, real cool, nice. And then finally, the last rapid fire question: give a shout out to someone in the community.
Um, Sawyer plays with TFTP. He's a real good guy. He contacted me, just a real good guy. Always talking to me and stuff like that on Discord.
And if I remember correctly, he's an Eagles fan, I believe.
I think so, yes, sir.
So what you're trying to say is that Eagles fans aren't that bad.
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
So
I have nothing against Eagles fan. It might be Philly fans because I'm
fair.
a big
That's
Philly
fair.
fan.
That's fair. So your NFL team is the Texans. Like we'll talk a little bit about them. So obviously last year wasn't exactly the greatest year, and then that last game of the season kind of handed the Bears the first pick. But overall, are you happy with where they are? They made some serious draft moves.
Yeah, I'm happy with the draft moves. I'm just not happy on how they got them.
Okay, you think
Uh,
they surrendered too
we,
much?
yeah, we left a lot on the table with those. But I am happy. I mean, I am a season ticket holder, so I do go to a lot of games. So
Well, it'll give some excitement again. But yeah, to your point,
yeah,
like when they made the Cardinals trade to come back up, I was like, uh-oh, because that pick is probably going to be pretty high next year unless like CJ
yeah,
Stroud like is I don't know the second coming of like Dan Marino or something.
yeah. I mean, I hope so. I really do hope so. I've been watching a lot of film on him. He does look good. Will Anderson looks real good too. So hopefully, they make some moves.
And for what's worth, so like I'm a very big fan of D'Amico Ryans, like not just because he was with the Eagles for a couple of years, but like he has that like that leader mentality, and like I've always like said on stream, like the leader of men, and like I've used like Tomlin as an example too for that. Like I think that you have a really good one there that's going to be able to kind of reshape like the franchise's culture. But do you think it's going to be an easy fix this year, or do you think you're probably in for, maybe a little bit better than last year?
Yeah, we're in for a little bit better than last year, but it's going to take some time to rebuild that franchise.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's, I don't know, like it seems like the Texans especially, it's kind of ebbs and flows. Like there was some success with Schaub and with Watson, but like it's like there's the very low valleys in between the peaks.
Yeah, and then I just hope if they don't have a good season that they don't put it all on the coach.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, because like again, like someone like him or like a Dan Campbell up in like Detroit, like they seem like they're like the right leader, but like they need the right pieces in order to be successful.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Quick question about the Texans then. So like prior to 2002, like were you an Oilers fan? Like what happened prior to the Houston coming?
I mean, Warren Moon, yes.
Yep.
Yes, I was an Oilers fan. Yeah.
I'm sure you're probably heartbroken once that move happened then.
Yes, it was, yeah, with no team, no one to really root for. Yeah, because I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan at all. So
fair enough. Hey, I approve this message. Sorry, Boom. So, like, when they moved, like, were you like kind of a Titans fan, or were you just so like bad taste in your mouth?
I actually did, watch their games and everything else. Because but heartbroken when we lost the league back then.
Cool. One more question about the Texans, actually. So, like, they're obviously the newest franchise that's out there. It's 21 years now. If they started in 2002. Has like the fan base come back? Like, because obviously, like, I've never kind of lived through like a relocation and like someone, like a new team comes in. Have the fans like gravitated towards the Texans? Because like I know that I have a friend who is from Houston, and when they left, he became a Cowboys fan, and like is still not a Texans fan.
I mean, last year I couldn't even sell my season tickets.
Oh man,
I couldn't give them away. It was so bad. But this year, I mean, it's getting better. When Watson was there, I mean, you had a good fan base there with J.J. Watt and everybody else, but once all of that got screwed up, I saw the fan base leaving, and it looks like the fan base is starting to come back again.
Good. And I mean, like, worst case, so it's not like it's like a sad city. Like, you have, like, the Astros, which are thriving. I mean, like, the Rockets will inevitably be on the up and up. So it's not the end of the world. It's not like one of those sad cities where, like, Oakland, for instance, where just, like, nothing has gone right for that poor city.
Yeah. So, I'm hoping 3 years from now we'll get that Super Bowl ring.
Oh, there you go. You heard it here first. So we're talking 2026. 3 years from now, Texans Super Bowl, okay? So take it to Vegas. Hey, that's what you can do in Vegas if you're going out there, Like, I don't know if they do it that far in advance, but if they do, like, put some money on it.
Yep. Sure.
Awesome. Well, hey, thank you so much for swinging by. I'm glad that we finally got to do this because, like I said, it's been almost a year coming to try to get this scheduled up. So it's been great. So thank you so much. Have yourself a wonderful night. And thanks for chatting.
Thank you.
That was Jimmy Bits. Now a quick message.